I mean, like, Teo is an elite fighter. He made him look very, very average in there. He won every round. The footwork, the punch selection, absolutely everything. I mean, he's a 4-division world.
I had no strategy. And guys, humor me for a second here. I think it'll be interesting. Like you said, tactics. I want to talk about strategy. And I want to use chess to explain it, okay? There's a difference between strategy and tactics.
Second round, it was over. I went back to my corner. I told him, I said, I'm stronger than he is. And when I seen that, it just gave me more confidence. And
Teofimo Lopez is criticized by boxing pros for his robbery tirade. Teofimo continued to argue that the referee and judges had plotted against him and that the fight had been stolen, but anyone who witnessed it in person is aware of the reality. Every round was under Shakur's control, every exchange was punished, and every weakness was shown. Teofimo's justifications simply served to highlight his weakness and desperation. His constant attempts to defend a performance that was inferior from beginning to end were ridiculed by both fans and analysts.
I really fancied he'd win the fight, and I was very convinced, but Teo, like I said, he's a great fighter, and it's just the way that he did it, the ease. You know, he's going into the 12th round. I said to Bud, he could do 40 rounds. You know, like, that's what you get with dedication and the work ethic that Shakur.
Chael Shannon criticizes Teofimo Lopez's fighting style. In a frantic attempt to gain distance and evade Shakur's weaponry, Teofimo ran for the most of the battle. Every effort to intervene failed, leaving him vulnerable and uncontrollable. He was unable to withstand the strain and continued to back off, offering justifications for each blow he missed. Both professionals and fans saw him fall apart, demonstrating that his accusations of robbery were really a feeble attempt to hide the fact that he was totally outclassed.
He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this athletic competition, and then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again. I mean, he was fighting. Then it turns to where he can't stay away anymore. So now he's got...
Teofimo Lopez was utterly outclassed, as Ipo painfully demonstrates. Teofimo entered the arena with a confident demeanor, but Shakur Stevenson countered every attempt with deft counters. What he referred to as a strategy was more akin to fumbling in the dark and barely managing to strike a blow. Both experts and fans witnessed him being destroyed round after round, and his subsequent justifications regarding timing or prior opponents just served to highlight how humiliating his loss was.
That boy is brilliant. Understand who he beat. He beat Teofimo Lopez, who, yes, has had his issues. I think we see that against Cambosos and to an extent against Sandor Martin. But Teofimo Lopez was recognized by everyone as the best 140-pounder. Shakur Stevenson, in his first fight in the division, has gone to fight the best, and it's a shutout. It's a shutout. There wasn't a mark on him. Like, Teo barely landed a glove.
Max, when analyzing Teofimo Lopez's total lack of plan, Kellerman doesn't hold back. Teofimo's moves were all predictable, careless, and easily neutralized by Shakur Stevenson. Teofimo was exposed round after round because he was unable to maintain control of the center of the ring, much like a chess player who forgets the rules. His alleged strategies were more akin to desperate flails, providing everyone in the audience with a clear illustration of how justifications don't win battles.
There's a difference between strategy and tactics, okay? Let's start with chess. In chess, in the opening of the game, you must control the center of the board. Right. Okay. Like if you place a knight in the center, it can hit 8 squares. In the corner, it can hit 2. But you have to fight for control of the center, because strategically, that's your strategy. Fight for control of the center, control the board. Now, tactics are like punches. Okay. Yes. Tactics are, I do this, he does this, I do this, he does this, I land a punch, I get a pawn, I win a piece, okay?
Shakur retaliated without holding back, revealing Teofimo's justifications as nothing more than smoke and mirrors. Teofimo's best was just insufficient, regardless of all the leaked recordings and conspiracies about referees or rigged games. Fans and analysts alike shook their heads as Shakur easily prevailed round after round. Teofimo attempted to alter the narrative, but reality destroyed him, and no amount of complaining will make that go away.
The beef is over. The beef is over.
We squashed it.
We squashed it.
Okay, man. God, yeah, so we done. But it was a hell of a night. Teo, he came and tried to do his best, but his best wasn't enough.
It is severely dismantled by the Wade notion. Timo was unable to come up with a single route to Shakur. Every action he attempted was foreseen, suppressed, or blocked. His footwork was a complete disaster, and the jab cut off the ring like a wall. He continued to walk into Shakur's trap rather than taking a calculated step. Teofimo looked totally lost in the orthodox versus southpaw master-ass match, demonstrating the non-existence of his purported method. Experts could see the gap, fans could sense the panic, and Timo's justifications were insufficient to hide this humiliation.
He was having real trouble getting to Shakur Stevenson. He could not get past the lead hand. The jab was stifling him. He was having trouble cutting the ring. He was having trouble getting to the outside foot. This was an orthodox southpaw matchup where Teofimo needed to step to his left to try to push the lead hand away or at least get head off center line if he wanted to throw his right hand. Instead, he was doing the opposite.
Davis, Keshin. Backstage, he couldn't contain his amazement. Like a rookie, Teofimo was being pulled apart. Each round was under control. Every punch he expected and every effort he made to retaliate was a terrible failure. It wasn't even competitive. It served as a demonstration of Teofimo's lack of adaptation and Shakur's genius. Fans and specialists witnessed a total outclassing, while Teofimo laments judges and unfair calls. The truth is that he was exposed, and labeling it a robbery simply serves to diminish his stature in the eyes of onlookers. Shakur humiliated in addition to winning. Teofimo's justifications are now being overshadowed by the boxing world's excitement over what will happen next.
Bro, I'm just going crazy. Like, oh, he beat him up. It's easy work. Like, he's beating Tio up. Like, it's not even a close fight, you know what I'm saying? So, I was just happy for him. Super happy for him.
Man, he called out Conor Ben. You guys both trying to maybe co-main and main event in the UK with all these UK guys?
Hey, man, how big this event was, bro. Like, I ain't tripping. Let's do it.
Aula doesn't sugarcoat things. Timo's might was insufficient to save him. As Timo stumbled over his own feet, Shakur outboxed him front and back and delivered crisp shots, bullying him at every turn. Teofimo's efforts appeared amateurish due to the counter combinations and Shakur's sheer intellect. This was a demolition rather than merely a loss. All of Tio's plans failed, exposing him and giving his detractors more reason to doubt his capacity to compete at the highest level.
He was a big, strong guy, and Shakur just bullied him. Outboxed him on the back foot, outboxed him on the front foot. Every time Tio came in and kind of tripped himself, going over his front foot, the punches and bunches and just the single shots were just beautiful from Shakur Stevenson.
It was made evident by Timothy Bradley Jr. Shakur's timing and accuracy left. Teofimo is fumbling. He was exposed and frustrated since every attempt to launch an offensive was met with immediate resistance. He was unable to outmaneuver, outthink, or even deliver a clean blow. Teofimo was forced into panic mode by round after round as Shakur set the tempo. Professionals and fans alike looked on helplessly as Teofimo's justifications involving referees or judges failed. Under this degree of control, the story of a robbery falls apart, revealing painfully who was actually in charge of the ring.
Power Shakur hits hard enough. You don't. But if he stayed consistent on Tio's ass, because what we say, Tio, right? We gonna make him answer some questions, right? That's what we gonna do. Shakur gonna make him ask some questions. Like, he gonna have to answer quickly because he can't outthink Shakur, right? Yeah. Out of position, bam, got kept. Shoot his jab, bam, got hit again. Right hand, bam. Everything he did, he got countered. Everything he did, he got countered.
Shakur's mental toughness was brought to light by Bulmak, and Teofimo finds it terrible. The young boxer had an unrivaled boxing IQ. Shakur concentrated. His strategy was unavoidable. Shakur's genius shatters Teofimo's allegations of unjust treatment. This loss was more than simply bodily. Teofimo was outwitted at every turn in the chess encounter. Experts can't stop discussing how even the most well-thought-out justifications can't make up for being totally outperformed by someone who is performing at a higher level.
You future guys, young guys and amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful. You heard his father say in the corner, what happened to your fast hands? That shit didn't work, man.
Clarissa Shields was unable to conceal her admiration for Shakur's skill, which only highlights Teofimo's shortcomings. Any pretense of competition was destroyed by the jab, bodywork, and tactical mastery. Timo didn't seem to be able to adjust or even make any serious shots. The fight tape depicts a terrible story while he yells about thievery and referee unfairness. From beginning to end, he was under control. Fans who witnessed Shakur's restrained violence found Teofimo's grievance to be pathetic and desperate.
Me, I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
Daniel Jacobs outlined it. Teofimo's justifications are insufficient to conceal the fact that Shakur delivered a clinic. The disparity in execution, technique, and planning was made clear by each jab and combo. Shakur's greater talent outweighed Teofimo's alleged grit. It wasn't near. It was a masterclass in control and accuracy. Teofimo's robbery accusations are unbelievable to both fans and critics. He wasn't duped. He was just superior in every manner that could be measured. And the boxing community saw the discrepancy between expectations and reality tonight.
Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur. And I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent, and Shakur displayed that.
It was aptly summarized by Eddie Hearn. Shakur did not simply triumph. He was in charge. His blows were delivered with force. It was a surgical jab. Additionally, Teofimo appeared to be chasing shadows due to his footwork. Teofimo was unable to handle the perfect storm of timing, conditioning, and intelligence. Teofimo places the responsibility on referees or judges, but the video reveals the reality. Every moment, every angle, and every conversation was under Shakur's control. It was more than just a tangible exhibit. It was a devastation of the mind. Analysts and fans alike were unable to ignore Teofimo's ineptitude, inferiority, and excuses. Shakur reaffirmed to everyone tonight why he is an all-around fighter. Teofimo's allegations that he was robbed simply served to emphasize how unprepared he was for a battle in which he was obviously outmatched.
Shakur looked strong, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point, his footwork was incredible, it's his timing, it's his fitness. He's a complete...
Bruce Carrington dissected it. Teofimo's incapacity to stay in place or adjust was painfully evident, while Shakur made it appear effortless. Every time he attempted to intervene, he fell into familiar patterns, left himself open, and doubled his right hand at the wrong time. Teofimo's attempts were transformed into opportunities for dominance by Shakur's reflexes in countering. Fans were able to observe Teofimo's lack of control. His justifications regarding robbery or refereeing were insignificant in comparison to Shakur's actual competence. Who was in control was evident from the first round. Teofimo was an easy target due to his poor performance and lack of flexibility. Furthermore, Carrington's critique effectively highlights how embarrassing his performance was.
Oh man, I'm very excited. I said this was another legacy fight for him, and he got a chance to, establish his legacy once again, winning another title at 140 pounds. So I'm very enthusiastic about his future and very proud of his performance.
Teofimo Sr. made an effort to stand up for his son, but his remarks just made things worse. He acknowledged that Teofimo was unable to stop Shakur from doing what he does best, failed to find his rhythm, and failed to carry out the game plan. Every fan in attendance witnessed the truth. Every round, his greatest effort was readily undermined. Experts and professionals on the network were forced to draw attention to Teofimo's inferiority. Shakur was not merely triumphant. There was no space for justifications because he was training a former champion. Timo's father's digression just serves to highlight how frustrating it is to watch a once-hyped warrior appear totally helpless and subjugated in front of the world.
Made it easy. I was saying, if Tio was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Tio, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw, Like, that's not gonna work, bro. You're not gonna take up enough space to touch Shakur. And Shakur's reflexes his countering was just keeping Tio at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him. Shakur got the dub.
Like everyone else, Teofimo Sr.'s disbelief was genuine and tangible. The strength, accuracy, and performance, the items that Teofimo was meant to deliver, were not seen. Under Shakur's unrelenting attack, every plan and tactic he and his team had devised fell apart. The fight tape is truthful. Teofimo didn't have the resources to compete. The extent of his failure is further highlighted by his father's incredulity. The truth is straightforward, even as he searches for justifications in terms of chronology, referees, or outside variables. Timo was rendered helpless, confused, and ashamed by Shakur's authority. Professionals, fans, and experts all had to watch as the fight's purported star was totally shredded, revealing the discrepancy between hype and reality.
His rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him for winning, you know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there, you know. I think probably the networks and...
Seeing Shakur methodically take down Teofimo makes it obvious that this wasn't merely a victory. It was a masterclass. Every move, counterattack, and jab was methodical, accurate, and unrelenting. Teofimo was so outclassed that his claims of being robbed or blaming referees seem flimsy. It's being called by both experts and fans. Even before the fight was over, Teofimo's mental toughness gave out. Shakur demonstrated why he is among the most intelligent and well-rounded fighters in the division by not just controlling the ring physically but also strategically. Teofimo must quit complaining, change his strategy, and demonstrate that he can compete with the best if he hopes to be saved. So, do you support Shakur's genius, or do you believe? Can Teofimo surprise everyone the next time? Leave a comment with your ideas.